I just want to make it clear that this isn't a real interview. This is just practice. So I want to say thank you for being involved in my graduate experience. So I just want you to know, thank you for signing the consent form and everything.
No problem.
Awesome. And then stop it. Hi, Jenny. Hi, I'm Erica. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you?
Silly weather. I'm good. Have a seat. Thank you for meeting with me. It's hot, such funny weather. Did you have any problems driving here? Everything was good?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, so I got your questionnaire that you filled out. Do you remember filling this out?
Mm-hmm.
So I found out here that you're really looking forward to increasing your socialness outside of your home. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would you say, why would you want to increase that? I mean, I know I love to be outgoing, but what made you want to start thinking about those options?
I just feel like going outside, I just have a hard time like talking and meeting other people.
Yeah. How was it in high school? Did you like high school and middle school and all that?
It was okay. I mean, it was kind of tough. I mean, kids were pretty mean.
They were mean to you?
Yeah.
And do you think that's what caused you to, feel a little more enclosed, a little more insecure about going out and being more social?
Kind of. I mean, I just feel like it's something always had trouble working with.
Okay, definitely. So when do you think that you can remember first your earliest experience of having the social anxiety? Because you said here that in elementary school you remember being very active, you remember loving to play outside with your neighbors. What do you think changed from 5th grade to 7th grade?
I guess just school got harder, and like my parents and family just started to put more pressure on me to like do really well in school.
They
get
did.
Good grades.
I mean, we didn't have this question on here, but what ethnicity or race would you mark yourself under?
Chinese.
What would you put it under?
Chinese.
Chinese? Would you say that the culture, because you said your family started putting more pressure on you, do you mean they put academic pressure on you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember, can you recall any instances where they began to, make comments about you being more socially engaged than academically engaged? Why do you think they started to get so hard on you about that?
I guess they thought it was like going to be distracting for me, like school-wise, if I like went out and played with my friends or went out. So I just wasn't like really allowed to go to like birthday parties and like after.
When did you stop going to birthday parties?
Like around like 5th or 6th grade.
5th and 6th grade.
So like I just stopped like really. I missed out on a lot of things, like friends would like have sleepovers and I wasn't allowed to go, and they just, I don't know, like inside jokes I just didn't get. And so I just started to kind of just focus on school, and that was like really stressful.
Definitely. And it says here that in 8th grade you were an honor roll. 9th grade you were on the dean's list. 10th grade you were on the dean's list. But then in 11th and 12th grade your grades dropped. Do you think that had something to do with the anxiety being more present in your life?
Yeah, I just got more like scary, just because there's high school like a lot of people, and I don't know, I just got sometimes like being in class with other people, like my AP classes, just got like an anxiety if I like didn't get the right answer and someone else got that, or said something better, or I just like didn't get a good grade on my papers.
Definitely. And how did your family play in support? I mean, in 9th and 10th grade you were doing really well. Did they reward you in any way? Did they not reward you? How did you feel during that time?
What do you mean by like reward?
I mean, I know they verbally told you to, kind of cut it down socially, but did they ever give you incentives for you making honor roll? I mean, 8th grade you were one of the speakers for your graduation because you had the top grades. Did they ever,
Yeah, just like,
okay, go ahead.
It was just that. They never really said anything. It was just that this is what I just felt like I had to do. I knew I had to do that. They wouldn't accept anything other than
anything less.
Well. Yeah.
Okay. And you've been in school now for 2 years. You go to a community college. How are you liking the community college? I know it wasn't. You said on the application it wasn't your, top pick of a school. But how do you like yours that are less academically driven? Have you met anyone else that even might be in the same boat as you that may be Chinese?
I mean, not really. Like a lot of people in my classes are like other different ethnicities. They're all really like nice and social, but I just feel like I can't really approach them. They just aren't like, they're different, or they just think I'm weird or just like, you know, this shy
Definitely.
Asian girl or whatever.
Because you wouldn't try to speak out.
No.
Do you get anxiety to ask the teacher questions when you need help?
Yeah, I feel like that a lot now. Just like everyone turns and looks at you, the girl that like isn't like everyone else kind of thing.
And so you go after school. And when you're talking to the teacher and you're engaging with him, do you feel any pressure, any social anxiety when it's just you and the teacher?
Yeah, I just feel
Still,
like
you
I'm
would still feel
being,
it?
like, judged.
And if there was a goal that you would set for yourself in a year from now, what do you hope that Jenny would accomplish?
Going to like a 4-year university.
A 4-year
pursuing,
university.
like a veterinarian degree.
A veterinarian degree.
Mhm.
Awesome. And with that, what else would you hope for her to have? What skills or attributions?
Like support, like friends and like family that are supportive.
And what are you willing to do to get that?
I don't know, like try like therapy or a group, like that you mentioned.
Group settings.
Just
Anxiety trainings.
Mhm.
Have you ever thought about meditation?
not for like my anxiety. Like I know we do that like for prayer and all that, but not really.
Prayer for your culture? For
Mhm.
your religion?
Mhm.
What religion are you?
Buddhist.
You're Buddhist? Okay, no, that's great. And they do have, meditation in Buddhism, so you should definitely look into that. Style, so do you like to look at magazines and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you say that helps you with your, your anxiety that you talked about earlier?
Not really.
No, not really.
I mean, I just look at that and I just feel like that's not something I can achieve.
I see. Do you feel like you express yourselves through the way you dress?
Um,
I mean, I definitely don't, so please don't take this into consideration, but do you feel like it's your way of expression?
kind of. I feel like I dress more like reserved because I feel like
Only 22, so I mean, definitely we can target your social anxiety and we can definitely work with you. I just have a few more questions. What are some things that you engage in that the social anxiety comes out in? When was the most recent time that you experienced it?
I was walking by like in the mall, the food court, and there were just like a bunch of people just walking around, and I had to like walk through them, and I just felt like they were like staring at me or talking about me because I was just like walking by myself.
I see. Okay, definitely. How did that make you feel?
Kind of like self-conscious and like kind of like really alone.
I see,
Mhm.
definitely. I mean, I know when I was in high school, I had those same emotions. And even my first few years of undergrad and college, I definitely felt alone. And there are definitely principles and ways that you could read things. Principles of how to maybe better approach it. I know that there's different methods. I personally would count. I would take deep breaths and count to 10. I would look around and just be blessed and feel within the environment, and at least I wasn't at work or anything. I know that I saw on your intake that you work with animals. Do you feel like when you're working with animals, you find some sense of yourself more evolving? You find yourself less stressed, less anxious,
Yeah.
would you say?
Yeah, I do. I feel like it's kind of like therapeutic, and that they don't judge me. They're just, I don't know, honest creatures.
Yeah, definitely. And they're creatures who have no biases. I mean, they're especially dogs. I know that's what you said was your favorite. And I know you're an undeclared undergraduate right now. Have you ever considered maybe that being a possibility? And maybe everyone who works within that field, you would be so passionate about it that you wouldn't feel so enclosed or so anxious talking about the subject?
Yeah, I think that
Have you ever-
veterinary school is something that I'm seriously considering.
Yeah. What do you think?
I feel like a lot of the things you said, like it reflects like what I feel.
Yeah.
And like if it's something that you said that you were able to work through, that I think that this is something I could try.
Yeah, I definitely think about principles about how you principles of how you can